reading a comment. Absolutely not. That is why they become full of apathy, angry to the world, and unhappy. They are kids and deserve to be one. This comment brings up a really good point, actually, is the balance between, letting your kid be a kid free of responsibility and the other spectrum, which is teaching them responsibility. How much are they responsible for? How do you know how much to balance? There is not a one-size-fits-all answer to this. You can never just say, we'll treat all kids exactly the same. Because you can't. All kids are different. So how do you find the right balance with all of this? How do you make sure that you're not putting too much responsibility on your kids too early? So first of all, you start with really, really small things. For example, let's say your kid throws some grapes on the floor. You can say, oh, looks like we made a little mess there. Let's see if we can get this cleaned up. Do you want to help me? And you get down on the floor with your kid and both of you work on picking up your grapes. Then you build them up, okay? Good job. You did such a good job. You are so good at cleaning up after yourself. I'm so proud of you. What a big kid you are. You're so responsible. Now the kid's smiling and they feel good about themselves. They're more likely to engage in this kind of behavior again in the future. Now let's say it's time for them to pour their cereal in their milk. Maybe you can let them pour the cereal and you help them a little bit at first. When they pour, you say, good job, you did such a good job. You're so careful with the way that you poured that. The next time you might have them find the spoon or the bowl, and then eventually help them to learn how to pour the milk. And you're praising them and you're building up the whole time. They feel good about themselves. And then one morning you say, I think you might be old enough to be able to get the bowl and the spoon and the milk all by yourself. Do you think you're big enough to do that yet? Yeah, Dad, I'm big enough to do that. And go get it. And you praise them. You say, I'm so proud of you. You're doing such a good job. And you give them a hug. You just slowly build up from there. This is not something that's stressful, that is painful, that is difficult. This is a slow, loving process of teaching and giving them a little responsibility at a time. Over a period of many years, you build up to being able to do more and more things. And then when the child turns 18 years old, they know how to do their laundry. They know how to get themselves up in the morning. They know how to be a self-starter, to do their homework, to take care of themselves. There's no shock into going into the real world because they're full of confidence, they feel good about themselves, and they know how to do things, and they know that they know how to do things. If you don't do this, if your child has this massive shock once they leave the house and they don't know how to do anything and they're not used to doing anything, they're very likely to suffer from anxiety and depression. So I appreciate this comment, but I think I may have been lacking some context.